Let me get the music down. Alright. Thanks for coming tonight, today, this morning, this evening, or some weird time of day that only exists in 10 dimensions. I'm getting ready to start working on something that I started in the last stream. I did a little bit of blocking out in the meantime, and I am all fired up to work on this. So, I hope you're ready to work on it too, with me. Alright, I'm feeling really good tonight, and I hope that wherever you are, whenever you're watching this, you are feeling excellent. Depending on how things go, may shift program to a blank canvas at some point and just work on some goofy stuff. I'll kind of leave it up to the forces of nature to guide that. But in the meantime, just relax, get cozy, and let's start working. Let me step over here into my corner. They keep me in a corner. That's where everybody is safer. Okay, so let me fix up my view here so I can see what I'm doing. And you can see that when I left off the stream last time, there are only 2 creatures in this picture, and both of those creatures have fully formed feet, hand, and an eye right now. But other than that, they're pretty indistinct. And since then, I decided I wanted to fill the picture with creatures. And if I had to imagine what this is, I'd probably go with something like a birthing spiral for Jen. Jen becoming kind of flooding into the next astral plane, afterlife, for the first time, discovering what it's like, sort of in this newly formed area or spiraling, nurturing kind of womb in the astral plane. But at any rate, it's abstract, and you can make of it whatever you want. So, again, arranging windows because being fastidious. Okay, so let's get going on this. And let's go with the one that is plaguing me the most. You can see I tried, some of this is kind of practice for me because I'm trying to do perspective on bodies from different angles, and here's like a reclining figure down here. I'll draw my thoughts out here with some actual color. Down here, there's like this little reclining figure, and this one here, and it's got feet up, hands. It looks almost like he's just fallen down. There are ones that are just kind of drifting, very relaxed looking, like this. This one's coming sort of right at the viewer. A few that are upside down. This one kind of reminds me of like a person swimming in water. This one's the weirdest one, and it's a real challenge for me. It's hard to tell, but this is the eye, and it's actually kind of very twisted. So, this is the butt, and the legs are spread forward this direction, but the figure, she's pointed towards this sort of center of this spiral. And so there's this twist like this with this one. Very hard to sort of show in just this blocked out shading that I did. This one's coming at the viewer right here. And I think the other ones are pretty well defined. This one looks a little thin, probably fatten that up. Yeah. Some male, some female. They're all just kind of flowing around in this flowy bubble of astral kind of a womb. So might even work on the background a little bit more too. Enough talking. Let's get to work. So this is the one that's kind of really plaguing me. And anatomically kind of makes sense to me. I mean, the spine is definitely tweaked, right? And needs to be a little better meshed with the rest of the body. So let me get rid of my drawing layer, my annotation layer, I guess you'd call it. And just kind of start working on this. So probably one of the first things I can do to help myself here is to rotate the shoulders a little bit more. And do some better shading here. There's actually 2 light sources in here, but for simplicity, No simplicity. Simplicity is for Bolton. In this. This is supposed to be a little difficult. The only thing I might do differently with this figure, though, is actually raise the legs up a little bit. And I've been working really hard on trying to find a good technique for feet and legs. And I'd like to share that with you in just a couple minutes when I start drawing feet. I think that the bend of the spine here is a little bit too extreme, and that's presenting one problem. That would be incredibly uncomfortable. And already this figure is twisted, and so there's kind of different emotions going on here. The figures, some of them are very relaxed. Some of them seem like they're almost in wonder. In fact, I'm going to have this one kind of craning down a little bit. Kind of looks like he's looking at the butt here. And that's okay. He's kind of behind too, so not really ogling too bad. But probably needs a little bit more like that. Anyway, I'm getting off track. I'm getting sidetracked. Of course I'm getting sidetracked. Alright, so foot technique here from me is first figure out where the heel is, and I do that by just creating like a little bit of an angle, and it comes to an end. Next thing is set the angle of the foot by creating this kind of a triangle forward. Create a little bit of a flat where the ball of the foot is. And right here we're looking at, because this is the outside of the body, distal from the midline of the body, that's means that this is going to be the small toe, the pinky toe. So when I've been drawing feet, so this one's actually going to be really easy because all I have to do to sort of silhouette this is create kind of an end. The other toes are like a little grape on a bent stick, kind of like that. So all I have to do is really just indicate that there is a bend and some toe there. And again, since this is the outside of the foot, there's not really, I kind of give him a shoe. There's not really much of a arch on this side. All I'm going to do is kind of clean up the heel shape a little bit. Maybe flatten the foot a bit. I think I intended to point it more down, and then I changed my mind, and that's why that ended up goofy. Still kind of looks like they're wearing a shoe, though. I'm learning. Okie dokie. Let me find a more comfortable position. And let me gauge. Okay, I made the foot a little bit small, so I'm going to practice my technique and silhouette this a little bit bigger. Yeah, that is a shrimpy looking leg in general. Let me fix this leg. Create an all new heel. And I know that this foot is going to end up being smaller here, so I'd like to keep these figures from touching each other, overlapping with each other, except the one at the top. It's just kind of a special figure. I'm going to move on to this one. I tend to do some kind of final adjustment after I do both. So this foot is going to be facing a little bit away from the viewer. So I kind of have to imagine that. Get this big toe in here. Clean this shape up. Clean the back of the leg up. Get the inside of the knee there. Of a big toe right there. And since this one's kind of facing away, there's not much to worry about. Just kind of in a blocking face right now, so I'm not going to bother cleaning up too badly. Just mostly want to make sure that the size of things makes sense. Right now I'm seeing a problem because butt should be like right here on this figure, but I've got like all this trunk up here. Big booty. And the back is like really twisted still. So I have to make a decision and say, what is going on with this figure? Are we really twisting them that much? It looks like we're really kind of doing some crazy shit to them. So great around indicates a female. I want this figure to be twisted, but I'm a little worried that it's too twisted. The only way that this would be even remotely comfortable is maybe if I raise this knee a little bit more. Actually, this is not probably a comfortable figure. No. I've made it worse. I've made it much worse. I've destroyed this the way I used to destroy my sister's Barbie dolls. So I have to come up with a new goal for this. Because I do like the feet where they are. I like the lower body where it is. So I'm going to create for myself a division here. So I can think. And probably move the upper body somehow. First thing I would do is to make a decision about this. I'm gonna have to change the shoulder line. So, looks like pretty much just gonna have to, the easiest thing, least distracting thing is probably just to kind of start from scratch with this. So I'm gonna do that. And somehow my back side of my precious and transform tool. So I'm gonna keep the head. Move the head somewhere a little bit safer from the rest of us. And just continue on this body. And focus more on an arched back like this. Still twisted to go kind of look in the light, but probably not quite the way that I had done it. Here's the shoulder line. Okay. Kind of still reaching up a little bit, surprised maybe. Gonna take this head. I'm actually gonna make a completely new head. I don't mind if our figure is actually kind of looking away from the camera or from the viewer. Maybe even reaching up towards the light like this. shaped. Think about muscles, attachments. Reaching towards the light. I think it's very beautiful. Work on this hand. Block this hand out like this. Maybe that's bent at the first knuckle. Give the arm a little bit of shape. Make the head a little bit more round. I'm debating about hair and what to do with hair. So I kind of had the breast hair, and that would be more on the front of the side, front side. Shoulder has to come up a little bit, and the arm is not quite positioned correctly, and we'll fix that now. Everything corrects everything else as you work. That's the way I like to work anyway. Things feel naturally like they go in the right places. I'm gonna do a quick volume check and stuff. Make sure I'm not muted for the first 15 minutes like I was last time. It's true. It happened. Because I'm also. Anyway. I'm gonna continue. There we go. Make sure this hand isn't too small. It looks a little bit too rigid. A little bit too flat. Okay, well that'll do for now. So I can move on with my life. And all of this is actually dark. I'm just working in two shades right now because I'm going to actually no, it's not dark because there's light coming from down here, isn't there? Excuse me, this leg looks broken. Let's unbreak her leg. Oh. Chisel this back a little bit. Get this shape right. I'm switching between erase mode and draw mode. I don't like flipping my stylus over a lot when I'm drawing, so I tend to just have a hotkey assigned to the erase mode, which is this up here, so that I can easily just kind of use the same brush to erase. Plus, I actually kind of prefer using the same brush to erase most of the time. Alright, let's look at what's going on with this leg, because there's something not quite right about the thigh under here. We're keeping this family friendly on YouTube here. I'm not going to draw any bits. Yeah, her upper body doesn't look right still. It's a little bit too chunky, so. Let's fix that. That's a little better. Just got a little too much junk in the trunk. Let's get rid of it. BBL she's got there. Okay. Take a sip of my energy drink. Keep my trash energy up. Let's beef this arm up just a bit. Just because it's kind of going perspective-wise towards the distance before it gets there. Get rid of a few fuzzies just because I can. Alright, so that's pretty well blocked out. Let's save it. What's next? Maybe this one that's hovering overhead. Let's make a decision about this. Because we gotta fix the torso and muscles there. Some of this egghead. This is a really strange bent pose for this this arm, and I've just made it so much worse. Ugh. And the problem is that the hand is going to be coming out in some weird place next to the other figure, so I'm going to find something else to do with this arm. Maybe it's folded across the body. That's more aesthetically pleasing. I think so anyway. Maybe the fingers are curled. This whole arm is pretty much illuminated by the light below. This is a very young looking figure, not much development. Pretty sure it's male. Doesn't have to be male or female. We're open-minded here. But it helps me to kind of think in terms of some unfairly binary terms. What might be going on with the figure and the form. Although this is kind of, I would say this is the most non-binary figure of all of them. So I'm going to kind of keep it that way. One thing's for sure is that arms don't come from the middle of the chest, so this hand is doing something strange. I'm going to fix that. Make some decisions about it. Oh, I did it again. I picked the background color and painted with it. I used to paint all in one layer, and so I would just kind of pick the background color and do that, right? But I think it's okay the way it is here. The other thing is that I think the head really needs to come down a little bit to sit squarely with the shoulders and the ankle we're working with here. Let's do that. And that'll help me to indicate this look a little bit better. Okay, that's better. The hand is kind of trailing behind. Might just be, excuse me, just a touch long though. Oh boy, that's really hard to see. I'm hunting for the end here. There we go. First, let's just try moving it and shortening it a little bit. Make it a little better. Erase a little bit so I can see. Again, working with just those two tones. Also kind of an exercise. Kind of like one of these fingers to be kind of splayed out. So it's pointing down. It's going to take a little bit of figuring here. Hey, how's it going? I'm arting well, yes. You can see what I did. So I did this figure. This was this and this in the background were there last time. Now I'm working on clarifying all these other figures, just kind of blocking them out before I do any detail. I'm working in two tones primarily right now. Kind of an exercise in seeing things and shapes. I don't think I can actually see this thumb the way that this hand is kind of trailing, so I'm going to get rid of it. It's creating a perspective issue. How are you doing, Zettel? Such fun music. Doing well, just at work. And you're free to just kind of wander in and out and enjoy if you have a moment. You can even just throw me on mute. I'm just yapping. Watch somebody do something. It's always kind of fun. Make progress slowly. All of this is just blocking work for the most part. In my blobby blocking way that I do things. As I make a flipper foot by mistake. Yay, flipper feet. Another sad flipper baby. I need to give this foot a little bit more shape as part of the issue here. And I've futzed it up. There we go. That's a little bit better. I've picked a lot of really strange angles and things to draw these figures at as practice. we're seeing perspective and angles of the anatomy. So it's intentionally a little bit difficult for me, trying to stretch. I can see some problems here. So the body is bent this way. A little more junk in the trunk. A little more torso in the back. It is quiet in comparison with the music. Oh, well, thank you. I will adjust down the music a bit. Oh yeah, it's hitting -30. Usually I'd like to have it hit right about there. And I will also gain myself up a bit. Now, that should be better. Okay. Hopefully that's better. Okay, so let's see. Thank you for letting me know. That is very helpful. Yeah. Generally strive for people to be able to hear me. This is probably one of the more lithe figures in this thing. And I wanted it to be kind of strange because it's hovering over the rest of these spawn or whatever they are. And so that's blocked. Let's pick some other hard ones. This one's pretty hard. This one's got feet at the viewer. Figure out what's going on with the leg here. The light sources are kind of varied on this, so there's like 2 light sources. So there's, let's see, let's make this leg make sense. The bottom of the leg makes no sense right now. I have to fix that. Like, this is just craziness. Let's go ahead and create like a heel and decide how the foot proceeds from the heel out to the big toe. And again, working in silhouette is kind of challenging. So I will actually probably cheat and use a little bit more shade here. Probably even like a very dark one to give me a little bit of guidance. That is pretty good. I'm gonna make it more footy. stuff that doesn't exist, like the rest of this smudge. And it's kind of funny because this is like very, very dark shade. And nothing else has this shade, but I'm going to add this to my other blocked figures in a bit. It's just I probably should do this one first so that I can really see the three-dimensional structure of what I'm working on. I feel like I've said that a lot now. Do. Nice little calf. Inside of the knee. And something strange going on here because the butt doesn't really match the angle of the leg here as I've kind of drawn it. Needs more junk in the trunk. Need me to clean up the shapes here. The upper torso. I don't know what these giant flaps are here. Oh, I know what that is. Because I know at least what I was thinking when I did it. And it's, yeah, it needs to be cleaned up. There we go. And just a little bit too much build in here. It's arched back. I'll just indicate that to myself by doing this. So I can see where the pectoral muscles are. And we have a case of 2 elbows. Aha! Found one. Okay. That's because I was working with a really, really large brush. Obviously, this hand is just some kind of a abomination, which we'll get rid of. Yeah, the case of 2 elbows. That is a frequent thing with my initial blocking sometimes. I don't even know how it happens. I'm like, yeah, and then this arm is here, and it's here, and it just keeps going. Let's have 2 bends. Why not? You don't know me. You don't know what I'm capable of. Doesn't everybody have 2 bends in their elbows? Or 2 bends in their arm? If you have additional, like, bends in your elbow, it's like bendception. I don't know what's going on. Okay, so the fingers are kind of back. So what you're seeing is just the meat of the hand here. And like, the perspective of fingers like pointed away from you. Working on shape for now. I may have forgot. Yeah. That's what I'm doing. I'm blocking out figures all over this thing and making my initial goofy mistakes. Alright, now let's think about what the head's doing. Make a shape more like what I had envisioned. Looking down. Let's just draw where the eye is with a shaded line. One thing that's missing here that I didn't do the whole job was the shade to indicate directionality, which just basically fucked everything I did, which was already precariously kind of. I'll come back and refine this, I promise. It's just, okay, that's good enough for the moment. Hey dude, how you doing? Oh, we got people in here tonight. Yay, friends. 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 Not much of a thumb, huh? Let's fix that. Alright, so I think I pretty well indicated what's going on with that figure. Now I just gotta clean up a little bit. Don't worry about that too much. Get this shape right. Get rid of some fuzzies here. Make sure the knee connects. Today Wish today was your day off. Probably have more to talk about. Man, they've been working me really hard lately. Man, I am so... I even have, I have a little work to do tomorrow and Sunday. Tomorrow for me. Bunch of docs. Like 20 more people are going to join a team, what we're doing, and they have to know what the fuck they're doing. And that means I have to write wiki stuff for them on the project. Yeah, well, I mean, it's not like I'm not getting paid for it, so I don't need much sympathy. You know what that means is that if I get paid enough at my day job, then I can not give a fuck about monetization on this channel, which is kind of the plan. I want a passion project, you know? Grow this as slow as I want. I can do this all for myself if I want. I can draw boobs or whatever I want. You know, freedom. Freedom. Billionaire is way too complicated. Do not want to be a billionaire. I want to have... It's actually always been my aspiration to have what I need and have enough to be generous. I don't really want more money than, you know, like I want to be well off, but I want to be able to also just kind of have a decent standard of living, just normal standard of living, but be able to help my family, you know, if they need it. Not have to worry about anything. I don't really want to be rich. I drive a Honda. I'll just probably keep driving a Honda. I don't need 1 million bedrooms, you know. I think having at the most like office space, guest space, and space for your bedroom is like enough. Like, I don't need a music room, a regular dining room, formal dining room. Like, I don't know, you know, I mean, I grew up, it is kind of a disease of people who kind of grew up in the 80s that they saw this, you know, having fabulous amounts of wealth as being glamorized, like it should be something you want, but I never thought of it that way. I just kind of was like excited to have a cabin. Yeah, I mean, you should have enough that, you know, if you have a medical emergency somehow, you should either live some place where that's not a problem. Man, I've had dreams about living in Europe for a long time. Canada would be nice. But, you know, it's not possible to become like a, you know, under normal circumstances, to become like an extremely rich person in a lot of these more socialist countries, right? I mean, I'm getting highly political here, but that never bothered me. I was like, well, I want to be taken care of. I know that everybody's going to have problems no matter where you live, but, you know, I don't want the idea that I'm not getting taken care of because somebody else feels the need to become a billion or trillionaire. Like, that just disturbs me in a way. Anyway, it's a very complex topic, I know. so I will not reduce it. But, yeah, money. As long as you don't follow that with my beloved. Because if you do, I will just assume you're joking, and everybody will laugh, and it's fine, so don't worry. My beloved. And then he goes there. Alright, bud. Listen, you little shit. Aura treats her viewers very kind. She would never call them something like little shit. That never happens. Damn. Hell yeah. It was something when I was on VR chat, that was something my friends and I would just do suddenly, just dab. Because it's just outdated, so it's funny as hell. Alright. Where are you guys getting the dab from? I don't even have that in my emojis. Damn. There you go. Fuck. No. See, I screwed up. You guys are going to summon Milo if this keeps happening. This whole piece is gonna go to shit. You know, I have to actively, like, sometimes I can switch, like, alters very slowly, and it's a little bit more disorienting, but other times I can switch very fast. I can even have, like, a multiple, I don't really do it on the servers we share, you guys, but, I can even have like multiple parties present and just going in and out of, let me think about, where's the fucking thumb on this? Is it over on this side? No. Because I just draw two thumbs. I'm trying to think about perspective here. It's kind of, the hands up. Alright. The hands like this, that's why. Okay, I don't know why I got lost there for a second. Like, I switch very fast. I've had like an advice session with one of my friends once where like the whole family was like pitching in. It was very interesting. Also tiring. Because you kind of forego the normal discipline yielding. I don't know how to put it. Rebuilding the structure of this hand. This is really hard for me to see because it's all like backlit. What's the no? Well, who's telling me no? What did I do? I didn't do it. Ah, fuck this. Not enough knuckle. No, I didn't. I didn't do it. Yeah, I'm fucking this hand up because I feel accused. God, this hand is terrible. Stop accusing me of things. Preventing a summoning of Milo? Well, you just get like Brosker being drawn or something. I don't think anybody wants that. You know, seriously. There's some perspective issue here where I'm just like fucking this up really bad. No. No, Brosker. No. No, 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 no. I'm not letting this happen on my stream. Milo will have his own live 2D. Will have his own live 2D character soon, and he can talk to you guys. He can draw silly shit, but right now this is my stream. Oh my god. Oh my god, why Brosker? Oh god. Alright. Let's get a good Brosker Brown going on here. Alright, I got my own layer worked out here. Right on the back of this guy's head. Here we go. Alright. Little red tongue. And Brosker Brown. God, why am I doing this? I've lowered myself. I have lowered myself so much. I can feel Milo giggling inside right now at this. Seriously laughing at this. It is becoming very difficult to maintain my personage with this going on. Is there anything else that goes along with this? I mean, I've reached new heights of being. I don't know about that. I really don't know about that. I know he has like a doesn't he have like a little black nose or something? Like, no, that makes him look like a bear. I think he's just like this. There's just like big eyes like this. Right? I'm really not sure about what I've done. This doesn't seem right. I do like that this one is looking down at that. Oh wow. Okay, you know what? I think we're done with, sorry. I hope you clipped it. I've done the world a favor. You know, God forbid I, forget the true reason I started this channel, which is to work the contours of Brown Oscar into everything. That was clearly the reason. That was the whole vote of the boat. Yeah. Let us not forget. Let's make real feet here. Oh God, all the clips on my channel are going to be a brown Oscar on this stream, and a brown Oscar on this stream, and one for this stream. Just harassment until I brown Oscar. Sounds like a verb. Guys, I really browned my Oscar today. Why? No. No, Milo. This can't happen. This can't happen to me. I was doing so well. Therapy goals are being achieved. And then I browned my Oscar. Concurrent viewers just starts going up. Oh wow, I've drawn a big toe. God damn it. I am so distracted. I drew a big toe on the wrong side of the foot. You guys. I should have just turned this over to Milo tonight. Just... No, you can clip it. I don't care. You know, actually, like, the number of clips that your video gets, like, helps to boost it in the algorithm or something. As long as it's not you doing it. just be a sad day that like the only reason the algorithm picks it up is because of Oscar Browning. Oscar Browning. Sounds like somebody. Sounds like the name of an author or something. Comforting. Okay, yeah, definitely something weird going on with this. This hip is just enormous. Also, there's no like extensive shadows for indicating anything going on in the back of this figure, so it is pretty hard to tell. Alright, I'm pretty pleased with that. Alright, so we have hands and feet here, hands and feet here, hands and feet here, here, here. Let's do this one. This one's like kind of falling underneath the other one. This one, the hand is forward. Probably want these fingers to be a little bit more out. And they're supposed to be like kind of the hand is a little bit cupped. Which means that you would see muscle of the forearm here. There's no light coming from this side, so there probably should be. Really hard to do with just these two shades, but I think I can manage this one without cheating. Man. If I were to draw Brown Oscar tonight on his own painting, like what would the activity be? What would Brown Oscar be doing? Like sipping a drink or something? Like making Charco cover her ears? be looking down at us from above his throne in the skies above. Alright? Let's just take a moment. Now, okay. And let's quickly hash this out, right? This scene. So, we've got presumably like some clouds or something, right? And they're parting like Monty Python, Holy Grail style. Okay. Yeah, right, okay. And like, yeah, let's keep making some clouds, right? Okay, so we've got our clouds. And then you've got what? Like some holy throne here? Like, alright, so let's do this like Abe Lincoln memorial type thing, right? Big throne, okay. And like, you know, there's no. Let's have like alright. This is the shittiest throne ever. But like kind of rounded here. Okay, there we go. We can worry about the color in a moment, right? Alright, so, and then there's the seat, right? So, Brosker would be just kind of, like, let's just do a silhouette first, right? He's got his hands, his little Muppet hands, like, on the sides, right? And he's got these swoopy, droopy, weird arms. Okay, and he's got his little Muppet body. And like no hips because he's a Muppet. And big, big feet, right? These little shrimpy legs. Okay. Okay. And this is even too much like build for Brosker. We'll have to add the fur in a second. And he's got his big round head, right? I feel like I need to look at a picture of Brosker for just a moment. Let's go. I have it on hand, right? Of course I do. Okay, I see him. All right, so now I have my reference. All right, like he's got 3 fingers like this and a thumb. All right, let's just get it. Let's just get like, you know, the basics in here. So he's got 3 fingers and a thumb. He is actually pretty shaggy. And I'm guessing that basically all of his hair is just an extension of his armpit hair. Just flows over his whole body. And, okay, let's work the contours. Okay, there we go. You have to see the round of his face. It's like Charlie Brown round, right? Okay, I have to check chat. It's peak. Okay, good. Yeah, I mean, it's Brosker. Alright, so, let's get the big silly grin, right? And it takes up like a full half of his face, like this. I feel like I'm describing like a vision I had, and then I saw the Lord, and the Lord had this big, brown face, like this, and was hairy all over. It's got this like heart-shaped tongue. Okay, very good. Okay, a big heart-shaped tongue. Oh, yeah, this is kind of interesting. So, on model Brosker has, you know, kind of these teardrop-shaped eyes, like this. So there's actually no corner at this side. So take note. There's like a corner here, and then it just kind of makes a teardrop like this. Okay, taking notes, right? Okay. It's maybe I overdid the size of the eye a little bit. Let's fix that. All right. And like the eyebrows are actually like kind of bushing out like this, right? The pupils are set more in, like here. I think this is like, you know, trademark Muppet is to have pupils that are kind of set near the insides of the eyes. Okay. I'm going to do some back painting to get the shape of the eye right. Okay. Okay. I'm going to add eyebrows because unfortunately it just doesn't, it's hard to show that without, you know, it's hard to, oh fuck, I didn't mean to use that color, but I'll do this color. There we go. He's got like shaggy fur, and like the fur like kind of the fur part kind of originates from the middle between the eyes like this, and it kind of spreads out everywhere, and it kind of really makes him look dangerous, like a drug addicted person, you know, or like I don't know, you know. Okay, so I was a drug addicted person once, but I didn't live in a trash can. I'll tell you that. All the fur on my face just flowed like Oscar. Okay, I don't know what I'm talking about. I should just shut up. Alright, I don't know. Let's go. Okay, so let's keep going. We can do this. Alright, we can do this. We can put brown Oscar on the throne. Alright. Brusque. Yeah. There is no regularly scheduled program. There is only Brosker. Alright. Alright, let's make a plan for the rest of this. So, let's see. Let's just create the solid brown feet. At least my stylistic interpretation of Brosker's feet. Sorry, it's so overpowering, just the magnitude of it. That okay. Alright, so Brosker's here. Dear God. And he's in the clouds. Okay. And I think we need to work on everything else here, right? So the throne of glory, we can just do like some yellow here, right? Actually, you know, let's go ahead and paint like behind. So that we just keep the thing intact. Okay, there we go. Okay, cool. And we don't cross the lines that way. We can just get this done, right? And okay, that's fine. It's a golden throne. We'll do it in like yellows, right? Okay, cool. All right. Great. Super. Good. Okay. Alright, here we go. And we'll indicate that it's We'll indicate that it's gold by giving it shine, right? Okay. There we go. It's like the weirdest mustard gold ever. And we'll put little, like, I don't know, jewels or something in the... like all different colors for every nation of the earth, right? Something, I don't know. Okay. There we go. Alright, so far Brosker is on his throne. Alright, let's work on the clouds, okay? I'm just doing this, you know, total high effort drawing. Just knocking this out of the park, you know. Because this is really important work on this channel. Must be done, right? Okay, so let's give a little blue here. Oh, well, you know, it actually has to be blue. Like there is a sky that hasn't fled from us because of what we're doing. Okay. Can you tell me how to get... Alright, and I guess, you know, there's the sky just kind of is gray down here. Okay, and the mountain mountains. We're in some kind of majestic valley. So we'll start with some dirt or something. I don't know. There's a background, right? There's a lake in the bottom. Okay. Okay, there we go. There's the lake and, greenery or something. It's just in the hills, right? It's a great countryside. It's like Fremont or Ireland or something. Alright, and, there's the distance. It's disappearing in the distance. Okay, right. Alright, now let's work on, some effects, right? So let's go ahead and just turn off this and let's just like flatten everything underneath Brosker. Oh my god, half my soul is now dead. Okay, so now let's fucking brush this up. I don't want that layer. I want this one. We're gonna overlay and we're gonna make golden hues. Let's get bigger. Alright, let's use our airbrush. Alright. And behold. So, it's just super golden. It's hard to look at the face of Brosker. Right? Okay, there you go. Aura is hell? I would think that this is, very Milo, because he's, sitting here clapping his hands in my head in the background and just absolutely thrilled with what is happening right now. I'm not sure why the throne, I guess because the throne is okay, now let's go merge this and let's put in a normal layer. Okay, cool. All right. Let's use lines to properly spell out His Holiness. Okay. And we haven't even touched Brosker himself. We're going to work on Brosker too. Okay. Okay, that's too much. Let's just... Okay, there we go. Opacity down a bit. That helps. Okay, and somehow... Oh god, what is happening over here? Okay, those who aren't believers of Brosker shall be blinded and forever brand the image of Brosker in their minds. Oh, Jesus. What a sentence. Alright, let me erase back a bit because it's a little bit too intense. Okay. Merch down. Alright, no, wait, let's go back, okay. Let's go back to our other brush here. Do a little bit more, Bob Rossing here. Happy little trees. Give it some more plausibility. Save a little bit of my dignity. Okay. I'm pretty sure that is fairly impossible at this point. Alright, so, let's just, fill out the, clouds a little bit. To limit the shine. Bring more framing to Brosker here. I feel like this is so crappy, what I'm doing, but that's okay. It's okay. It will be okay. Because I've got an overlay layer coming right up here. Alright. Okay, this looks really kind of crazy. I might go back over. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna have to do something about those clouds in a second, but that's okay. We're first going to actually work against Brosker now. We're gonna make the essence of Brosker just glow. Like he's just got power just radiating from him. And since this is an overlay layer, I can just erase back a little bit to preserve and get rid of some stuff that was a little messy. Look how radiant he's looking now. Truly holy and radiant. I'll even add some yellows in there. Like some nice yellows. Actually, that looks like garbage. When you die, this is what you see. Okay, so, yeah, let's do something about everything else. Let me merge this like that. Okay, let me fix some of the sky that's been just washed out. We're gonna make this look pretty good, you know, because self-respect. And shades of self-respect still exist. We're gonna do things like fix the clouds. Using the right brush. Let me think about this. So, plan would be to create shadows first, shadow bundles with clouds. Okay. Okay, I have a plan. Guys. You don't need to worry. I have a plan for you, like Brosker does. Brosker has a plan for you. He has a plan for all of us if we'll just open our hearts. Okay, gotta give the people what they want, you know. Okay, there we go. Alright, we'll do a little overwash on that. Alright, and okay, good. So how did I burn up time tonight? Brosker. What I'm trying to do is, because unfortunately I forgot that, like, I didn't think this would go on this long. I just kind of left these lines thinking that was how it was going to be, but then I realized that quality demanded so much more of me, so or something. Brasker's always the correct answer. Wow. Alright, cool. So now let's kind of try to bring this cloudy shit home. Let's go. Let's not do that many layers. Let's create one. And go overlay. Airbrush. Just leaves YouTube behind. Just leave it running. Just leave it streaming for days with just my live 2D model just sitting there, just dejected. This is terrible. I'm doing a terrible job. Alright, this looks like bubble wrap. That's okay. That's alright. I can still fix it. I can do it if I just do it fast. Let's go. Let's try to do this fast. It just needs more variation. Is part of the problem. My opacity is really low. There we go. I just overcomplicated it. That happens a lot. Just leave it big, like this. It's just scenery. It doesn't need to be perfect. Or Okay, so great. What have I done? The hell do I do now? I know. Let's just tie this off. Let's go. Alright, Brosker, the live 2D model. Oh my god. I can imagine asking Sari for, hey, can you make a live 2D model of this? She would walk away. She would be like, are you sure? She'd probably be like, I can't show this on my VGen page because it's copyrighted. I'll get in trouble. Details, I know, right? Oh my god, no, I will not have a Brosker toggle. No, okay, that's where I draw the line. Like, really, no. I'm not gonna have a Brosker toggle. If Milo wants a Brosker toggle, that's okay, you know, but I'm not doing that. I'm sorry. You wanna see me leave? That's it. That's the point that yeah. That's not happening. No, I can't. I can't continue. I can't have dignity and something like that. I'll paint this for you, but alright, let's merge this. Let's just take a little bit of focus off the weird lines on the chair. And in fact, let's just go ahead and let's make this, like, I'll go back in and fix this, but so it looks like it blends better, but let's make a rainbow around Brosker's head. Because that's something you would, a god would have or something, right? Okay. Okay, and then airbrush. Clean this up just a bit. Get rid of these weird spokes at the top. Okay. Is that what you imagined? Is that what you wanted? Like, let's take this and this and let's create a better border than that. Let's do this with like 50 border. Okay. Actually, I'm being picky. I want a fatter border than that. I don't know why that's so thin. There we go. Okay. You're welcome. Here. We'll call this Brosker Most High. Alright. Desktop. Definitely don't put this with the rest of the art. And what the hell? Let's just drop this right now for you. Right here in the Discord. How about fine artwork? Let's put it in fine artwork. Alright, here we go. Okay, there we go. Job done. Okay. You know, I'm kind of tired now. Although, yeah, I think maybe I'll save the rest of this. Like, I'll go clean this up on the side, and then I'll work on this again next stream. And you guys can derail me and tell me to draw weird stuff, or I don't know. That sounds good, right? Is that okay? Oh, it's okay. That's what I'm here to please. It's like all I do. So, I'm gonna jump in some VC, probably get chatty. So, I'll be around. All right, everybody else who had to suffer through this with no actual concept of what was going on. I wish you so much peace in your heart and tranquility, and let the heavens shine down upon you and guide your path straight into the furry arms of a Muppet. And until next time, this has been Origin. Okay. I'm so lost now. I think I'm just gonna give up on everything.